What's going on, family? It's the entertainer, motivator, educator, Lucky Murray, back with another Gamecock, the Daily Gamecock. I'm still getting the name down for this segment. Where we talk a little bit about the Gamecock news, and we give you my opinion on everything. Man, so today, we're talking about some of the comparisons that Shane Beamer is getting to one of probably the greatest coaches in college football history, Nick Saban, as far as how they deal with complacency and what they're trying to look for to improve their teams. But before I go any further, I need you to do one or two things. I know I messed that line up, so I'm going to keep going. One, join the Patreon. You can support us as low as $5. The link will be down in the description below. But if you can't do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit notification bell, let you know every time I drop a video. 3, share the video, helps out a ton. Let's get into this, man. But I want to play this clip. A reporter was asking him what are some things that he needs to see before the spring game, which is next Saturday. Now, unfortunately, I wish I could go down there for the spring game, but I would be in Greenville. It's not a bad thing, but anytime you get to go down to Columbia and experience, Gamecock Nation, you definitely want to do that. So I'm going to play a clip where he speaks about his team and the complacency and how this sounds a little bit alike of Nick Saban. Let's play it real quick.
All right, and you're coming up on your last few actual practices before the spring game. Is there anything that you want to see to kind of close out the practice portion of the spring, whether it's just more polish from guys or what's important for you to see as a head coach the last few practices?
Just how we continue to progress and get better. That's what I talked to the team about after practice. Like the human nature is, okay, we're 10 practices down. Next week's the last week of spring break. We got Easter weekend coming up. Human nature is to go, all right, we're good, and just kind of coast. And I talked to the team about this today. I went back and like this week last year, we didn't do a great job academically. We didn't do a great job keeping the locker room clean, a lot of things like that, where maybe last year we took a breath and didn't get better. That's what I'm looking for, is how we continue to get better. Players, coaches, all of us, every single person in this building. There's no complacency, and there better not be any complacency after 10 practices with 1 week of spring practice left. We got a lot of work to do, and that's what I want to see, how we continue to progress and get better. And then also, some of these older guys, do they continue to take a step and improve, or do they get caught by some of these young guys? Y'all have been around here long enough, or been around me long enough to know that, there's no jobs that are given here right now. You earn and compete for everything. And if anybody's getting complacent and think they've got a job locked up, they're going to be shocked here, pretty quickly. And I want to see these young guys continue to come along and push these older guys. We need to go back to like the old days when we practiced over there and you guys just stood outside the gate and just checked people off as they came through.
So I'm going to come back to that. Let me get back to the situation. He was getting in his bag as far as like, the question before that was like, yo, was such here? He was like, yeah, he was here. But there's a few things that I want to talk about. And the main thing is that if you are a coach, if you're a coach, I coach youth basketball, and I coach, middle school basketball, stuff like that. So I'm not saying that I'm a, high-level coach that built high-level successful championship programs. But I know a thing or two about building a particular program. And one thing you cannot have is complacency. You cannot have guys to say, okay, we are here, we did this, so everything's good, and let the little things slip up. So the thing that I want you to go into is that as he was speaking, he referred back to his notes. And a lot of people are like, well, Shane Beamer does refer back to his notes, but I think that what he really wanted to do was he really wanted to kind of chime in on this complacency. And I think that he wasn't necessarily just talking to the reporters or the fans itself, but talking to that locker room saying, hey, listen, I see a lot of things that y'all letting slide. And for us to be a championship caliber program, you have to do the little things. And I think a lot of people think that to be a championship program, you're just going to just do that thing and just be done with it. Like, no, it's a lot of small things that equal up to that big thing in order for you to truly achieve success at any level, especially at the collegiate level when there's only 4 teams that make it to the National College Football Playoffs in the Bowl Series, not the LCS. I think they expanded it to 12, but this year it's only 4. So the fact that he went back to his notes really tells you a lot of different things as far as, listen, Shane Beamer has a message for this team, and it's like, listen, hey, keep that locker room clean. Hey, man, listen, make sure that this is tidy. Make sure that the play on the field is crisp. Make sure that when you make these plays, that you execute. So I thought that's something that's Nick Saban-ish that Nick Saban would have done and still does as far as the little things. Like what motivates Nick Saban is not these big big things that happens. It's the small little details. Oh, you're saying something about Alabama, and he goes out, he makes this rant about Alabama, and the small thing, like, well, Nick, what are you doing? Why are you making such a big fuss about this small issue? It's not because he's making an issue. He's trying to talk to his team. So this statement right there was talking to the team. Another things that I said, if you look at what he said in this particular moment, and he mentioned like the little details as far as the locker room not being clean, as far as different things on the field that's not being taken care of, a lot of head coaches, especially at that level, just want to coach ball. They don't want to deal with the mundane things as far as the locker room clean, as far as what they're doing, the X's and O's, as far as the little things. Like, listen, that's why you get paid the big bucks. You pay somebody on staff to keep up with those things for you. But no, Shane Beamer wants to take accountability, and it starts at the top level down. So if you are going to, like I said, change the culture of this program and take this program to heights that has never been before, yes, we understand with Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier, we was very high of highs. Lou Holtz didn't get us as high, but we started to escalate in the 2000s, right? But we over the past few years, we fell off until Shane Beamer came back. Now we're starting to look like a little program. But the thing is that Shane Beamer understands that in order for him, and I said this earlier, in order for him to really achieve that echelon level, meaning SEC championships, meaning playoff bursts, meaning championships, national championships, to achieve what Clemson has done in the upstate, you have got to take upon yourself what you need to do. And you have to understand one thing, that it's not easy. So the fact that he not only took notes about that, he mentioned that, but he's personally telling you that shows a lot about the program, to say the least. So the last thing that I want to say, and that is, he's telling guys through the media, your job's not safe. Now, of course, somebody like Spencer Rattler of Juice Wells, their jobs are pretty much safe unless they go out and kill somebody, literally. I think that those guys don't come back. But most of these guys, listen, you think that because you played last year and that you're secure. No, if you get complacent and you don't get the job done, guess what the coaching staff's going to do? Put a younger guy in that's going to take care of the job and do it themselves. So I, for one, like everything that I'm hearing. And if you listen to all this, it does remind you of Nick Saban. I'm not saying that he's going to win, 7 national championships. I'm not saying that he's going to take South Carolina to the promised land this fall, the season coming up. But what I am saying is that programs that do escalate, elevate, are programs that take the little things seriously. And this is what Shane Beamer is doing. But here's what I need you to do. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think that Shane Beamer has the Nick Saban talk? Do you think that he's bringing that swagger? Do you think that South Carolina's in a good place? I mean, he's catching a lot of eye of the national media, right? It's only a matter of time before Shane Beamer gets to that pinnacle. But if you like this video, here's what you need to do. Click on these 2 videos right here. You will love it. And also subscribe to the channel right there. But once again, it's the entertainer, motivator, educator. And please don't forget all 3. Lucky Murray back with another Gamecock news update. The Daily Gamecocks. Yes, I gotta say that. The Daily Gamecock. Let me know what you think about this comment section below. But like always, until next time, people.